Story 1. I would fight a bear for you. I absolutely would not. I would run like a coward. The problem is that my wife was a sprinter and is in better shape than me, so I would definitely end up having to fight the bear anyway. Story 2. I might be getting off early to do some stuff on Valentine's Day. We usually don't do anything big, but I got a bug up my butt and took a half day without telling her. I'm going to decorate our dining area and bring home one of her favorite meals. Other than that, nothing jumps out. Story 3. I pretended to forget it was Valentine's Day today. I have flowers, candy, and a card ready. I also made reservations at a nice restaurant for next week. We both agreed we do not want to fight the crowds tonight or this weekend. Story 4. I am going to get criticism for this one, but I will agree she looks like she's lost weight when she asks specifically. Here's the thing for me. I like her body the best now. All the weight she's put on since we've been together has gone to the best places. Belly, butt, and chest, and she's hotter than ever to me. I literally can't keep my hands off her. I have to force myself to not constantly make it about intimacy when I'm in her presence because every time I catch a glimpse, I'm like a teenage boy again. But I understand telling her that would be like telling a man, your size is perfect, the big ones hurt. It might be the truth for me, but it's not what she wants to hear. Since she's been watching her diet and going to the gym, I do my best to encourage her since being healthier is good. And I am in fact very proud of her for her discipline and how far she's come. She lifts heavier, runs farther, and has quit smoking. All her huge accomplishments have made her more attractive overall, no matter what number is on the scale. I must say, though, that curvy body has me completely mesmerized. I'd be fine if she never lost another pound. Story 5. No matter what, I will always tell her dinner was delicious just because it's how I was brought up. Just the appreciation of her cooking for me is all I need. I don't care how it tastes. 99% of the time, it's absolutely fine anyway. Story 6. My wife is deaf and uses lip reading and sign language. We are Mexicans, so here it is LSM, equivalent to American Sign Language. I'm always trying to pause my speech, gesticulate more, and pay attention to what is happening and translate to her. I'm clumsy trying to gain skills in sign language. She sometimes asks if I feel overwhelmed or burdened by the effort it requires, and without skipping a beat, I always say not at all. But it's hard and burdensome. Sometimes it overwhelms me or makes me very tired, and I feel hopeless or lacking interest in sharing something, just because of the effort it takes. But if it's like that for me, how incredibly excruciatingly difficult could it be for her? And she keeps trying and putting effort into bonding and sharing thoughts, feelings, and moments with me. So I will keep lying and trying to be better. Story 7. That is not a problem. Mainly, this is in relation to how long it takes her to get ready to leave the house. She is not a particularly vain or image-obsessed woman who spends ages doing makeup and preening. She just has attention deficit hyperactivity disorder and is easily distracted and poorly planned out as far as leaving the house is concerned. I'll be ready in a couple of minutes with my bag and camera packed, and keys, phone, wallet, and headphones in my pockets. She'll do laps of the house, flitting from one thing to the next, slowly getting to the point where she's in a position to leave. Even then, it's not assured that she'll have everything with her. It can also apply to things like large chunks of the house being dominated by her latest focus of interest. It's currently gardening, so various parts of the house look like a potting shed. It is very much a problem. I often feel like large parts of my life are wasted, sitting on hold waiting for her to get organized. If I delay getting ready, though, she'll get frustrated that I'm not doing what it takes to leave the house. Fortunately, it's one of only a few character flaws that I have to endure, and they are more than made up for by her other, better qualities. Life would be far worse and far emptier without her and her willingness to put up with my own individual issues. I'm not beyond those subtle nudges, tweaks, and quiet interventions that will speed things along, but as anyone else who lives with a person who has attention deficit hyperactivity disorder will know, there is only so far you can go. You only get so many "we must leave right now" or "fix this now" cards per year, and it would be unwise to play them all too soon. Love is compromise, and compromise is love. Story 8. Not a man, But my boyfriend constantly tells me he's just about to leave work when I know for a fact he's still playing League of Legends with his buddies. The game score tracker website doesn't lie, honey. Story 9. What are you thinking about? Oh, nothing. No, not nothing. Instead, my mind is going down some stupid rabbit hole, such as how much power I could actually get for free if I built a copper coil and put it close to the power line. How could I regulate the voltage to 120 volts? Or maybe what would happen if everyone actually stopped using Facebook? Or how could I totally reverse engineer a washing machine timer? I've read the wiring diagrams many times but never actually understood them. Story 10. I have been telling my wife she looks 20 for 25 years. Just last week she was talking about how her face looks different now, and I told her the same and then immediately made a correction. Okay, fine, you actually look 25 now. She knows it's a lie and always responds, yeah, right? With a little smile on her face. She likes to hear it even though she knows I'm just saying it. Story 11. I learned long ago that when the wife asks if her hair, outfit, nails, new purse, or whatever looks nice, the correct answer 100% of the time with no exceptions is yes. I don't care if she's rocking a Mr. T mohawk, wearing floppy red rubber clown shoes and a burlap potato sack as a skirt, carrying a dead raccoon as a purse, and her nails are painted with white out. The answer is yes. If she squirts ketchup and mustard on her face and calls it makeup, the answer is yes. If she goes full Howie Mandel and stretches a latex glove over her head, the answer is yes. Story 12. You are way hotter than your sister. But I think she knows because she doesn't have a sister. It's just something I say when she becomes self-conscious. Story 13. I tell her whatever she cooks is amazing every time. It's usually good, sometimes okay, and once in a while it's a complete fail. The important thing is she cooked for me. She doesn't have to cook for me. She has her own full-time job and other stuff to take care of. When she does cook for me, though, I'm going to eat at least a plateful and be grateful for it because no one else is cooking for me. It's not about how it tastes. It's about the time and effort put into an act of kindness. Story 14. That I am going to take a quick shower. In reality, I want to absorb as much of the hot water as I physically can. The rest of the house is too cold, and the only time I feel warm is in the shower. Story 15. That I have already decided on where to go for lunch or dinner, whatever. Guess where we are going? Place she wants to eat? Yep. Problem solved. No more of, hey babe, what do you want to have for dinner? What do you want to eat? Where do you want to go? No, but I don't like that. Oh, I changed my mind. Oh, are you sure? Story 16. I'm single now, but one lie I told my ex-fiancée that I will continue telling my future significant others is, I sleep more comfortably sharing a bed than I do having my own bed. I sleep so much better having my own bed, but I can still get a full night's sleep sharing a bed, so I will never have the courage to admit that. Story 17. Once a year, I take a secret paid time off day to do all my holiday gift shopping for her. She is intensely smart, so I spend this day pretending to go to work as normal, but really make the rounds to shops and marketplace pickups. When she asks how work was, I lie and tell her it was a lot. It's the only sneaking I do in our relationship, and it honestly feels bad but is so worth it to get a big surprise for her. Something otherwise unattainable. Story 18. She always tells me she loves me, and I say I know and say it back to her. I know she doesn't, but that's not a conversation she is ready to have. Story 19. That I love her. It's not that I do not love her. It's that what I feel is so much more than love. Words cannot describe it. She means so much more to me than just love. So until I figure out how to communicate the abundance of feelings for her, the word love will just have to do. Worth noting, we have been together coming up on 15 years. Story 20. My wife is Japanese, and the first time I brought her to the United States to meet my family, she asked me if there was anything she shouldn't do while with them. As a joke, I told her it was extremely rude in the United States to drink something with your pinky extended, and to this day, she believes me. Story 21. When my partner eats my food after saying she's not hungry or doesn't want anything, I always tell her, that's why I got the fries because I knew you would eat them. But in reality, I wanted those fries. Story 22. No worries, baby, we will get there when we get there. It's been 6 years, and not once have we ever walked out of the door to go somewhere on time. I keep pushing back the time that we absolutely have to leave by, and no matter how far back I push it, we still always walk out of the door 10 to 20 minutes later than we need to. If I account for the fact that she's going to be behind, as in not start getting ready as soon as she thinks I should, then she comes down on me for dragging my feet. It happens if I get off work late since I run a restaurant, so sometimes I get stuck and come home. Even though I know for a fact that I will be showered, shaved, changed, and sitting on the couch, still waiting to walk out the door for at least 10 minutes. Everything else about her more than makes up for this. But yes, I'm constantly pretending like it doesn't drive me absolutely crazy. Story 23. I will probably get downvoted for this, but I always try to be truthful. I don't really see what lying gets anyone. You walk away feeling bad about yourself for lying to the person you love and ultimately hurt them and yourself in the end. It's a lose-lose situation. Story 24. The contractor initially stole $50,000 from us before he ran. He actually stole $67,000 from us, and I then had to max out 2 credit cards, 2 Lowe's cards, and take out a $20,000 business line of credit to complete the repairs myself. I honestly hope Mauro Mohan from Ocean Blue Builders faces consequences for his actions. Story 25. I do not lie to my wife. I've been married for 24 years. I married her at 21. She was 20. Lying is a sure way to get divorced. It's also disrespectful to your spouse. Story 26. No, your friend is not attractive. There are no other attractive women in the world. Every day, I am shocked at how doctors and scientists have not tried to run experiments on you to figure out what it is that makes you and you alone attractive. I suspected I might be gay for the longest time when, in reality, it was just that I had never known there were any physically attractive women in the world until I met you. Every time my eyes glaze over another woman, I feel disgusted and nauseous, and the only thing that helps is thinking of you. This is completely normal and in no way indicative of any underlying issues of security you might have. Story 27. You are the smartest, prettiest, cutest, funniest, fastest, most athletic, strongest, most mature, sweetest, and most talented girl I know. Bro, I'm not the best at everything either, but if I chose you, it means you are absolutely the one for me and I love you anyway. I try to be the best at many things. Story 28. That I am older than her. I tell her all the time. Every time age comes up, she uses logic and math, to which I usually just respond with something like, yeah, okay, grave robber. Story 29. When women ask us what we are thinking, most of the time we have to make something up. Women do not seem to like the answer nothing. Most of the time that is exactly what we are thinking. Story 30. That I clean the bathroom about twice a week. That is a lie. I clean the bathtub after every time she takes a shower. I don't know why, but my basic autistic mind really doesn't like sharing a bathtub with her. Toilet, sink, kitchen, utensils, and those I can share. But I want a totally clean shower. Story 31. This isn't really a lie I tell her, more like I don't tell her. So, my wife gets way more vacation time from work than me, like 4 weeks more than I get. So, I agree to let her go on more trips, girls' trips with or visiting her best friend who moved out of state a few years ago, etc. I don't mind. It's like a gift I can give her. There's also times she'd be out for her book club or dinner with friends or something, and she's gone for bedtime on days it is my turn anyway. The lie is, I don't tell her that basically everything with the kids and their routines goes much more smoothly without her 2 kids. I'm not like a disciplinarian. I think the reason is because I stick with the routine, like 2-year-old bedtime is at 8, so we start the bedtime routine right around 8, and I don't give him chocolate when he asks, and I don't let him get up from book reading and run around the house, etc. He goes to bed happy and willingly following the routine, as an example. She's been home from her recent trip for about a month, so not like she just got back. And whenever it is her turn for handling bedtime, it is utter chaos. Boy is not in bed until after 9, and I usually have to just take over at that point. From her point of view, bedtime is chaotic and easiest if we work together, but from my point of view, she kind of brings the chaos. It is actually much easier without her. But I can't tell her that. I think she'd not take it well. She never sees how easy it is without her because if she's there at all, she'll incidentally cause disruption. I don't really think it is her fault, nor can she really prevent it. I don't want her to change. I don't really think it is a problem. It is just kind of funny the way it is. Story 32. Oh, I'm fine. He is, in fact, not okay but internally and silently wallowing with severe depression and exhaustion, with a smile of reassurance on his face.